Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. If I had to sum up this book, this crazy book, in one sentence, it would be this. If this book doesn't get you to exercise regularly, then nothing will. That's basically it. But I'm going to go into much more detail than that. So if you want to know if this book is right for you, then stick around and hopefully you'll be able to make a decision by the end of this video. But if you're new here and you love stories and writing and reading and just generally being awesome, then subscribe and hit the bell and I'll keep you updated with future videos. So this whole book is basically David Goggins' life story. And the chances are, I mean maybe not, but the chances are that your life will pale in comparison to what David Goggins has been through. His whole life story is really about embracing pain. That sounds a bit like, what? I don't get it. But what he's saying is that there isn't really a secret to success. A lot of people think that there's like some kind of hidden secret and they're all looking for this hidden secret that will give them success with minimal effort. But basically what he's saying is that it's really impossible to become successful and have breakthrough in something without a certain amount of pain. And because of that, he chooses to embrace pain throughout his whole life, and he willingly puts himself in situations where he has to face his fears and push through the pain. And because of that, he progresses in those things. And basically, the chances of finding some hidden secret that everybody seems to be looking for that gives you success with very minimal effort. There really is no secret. The secret is literally hard work and going after the situations that you're afraid of that will cause you to experience pain, whether that's emotional or physical or mental pain, and those are the things that will shape you and make you progress in whatever you're doing. The majority of this book is focused on his life story, and that involves being abused by his father, enrolling in Navy SEAL training, and also running over 60 ultramarathons. It is phenomenal what this guy has done and willingly been through. And every chapter he gives us a challenge that will help us to become more mentally and physically tough. Because, he says that you never know when the next challenge is gonna arise. And so you need to be mentally and physically tough all the time so that whenever it comes, you're ready. And another thing that he talks about, right? This is so cool. And it is about your mindset. And he says that everything basically comes from your mindset. Everything that you do. And everyone has a mindset. But the problem is that most people have the mindset that they only want to do something if they're motivated to do it. That means that when they're not motivated to do something, then they don't do it. And that is a terrible mindset to have. And unfortunately, the majority of people have it. And I would confess that I have probably had that mindset for pretty much my whole life, and I am going about the business of changing it, and I want to have what he calls an obsessed mindset. Now that basically means that whatever you do it even if you're not motivated to do it. And this could apply to relationships with other people. If you are in a relationship with someone that you care about and basically you're not motivated to help them or spend time with them or encourage them, basically the obsessed mindset, which is like the best mindset to have, would say, I know that this is a person that I care about, and so I'm going to spend time with them and I'm going to help them even though I'm not motivated to. Or it could apply to your ambitions, what you want to do with the future. For example, if you want to run a marathon and it's raining outside one morning and you know that you should go on a run, and it's cold and it's wet and you just don't want to do it, then the obsessed mindset would be like, just get your coat on and do it. That is the obsessed mindset, and you have to kind of get your head into a state where you won't accept not doing it. Like, you are going to do it no matter how you feel, no matter how motivated you are at the time. You know, the only thing that is going to stop you is if you physically are unable to do it for some reason, like you've broken your leg. But actually it's funny because in the book, David Goggins runs a marathon on broken legs. His legs are literally broken, like they're broken, and he still runs a marathon. He says it's the most painful thing that he has ever experienced, and he's experienced a lot of painful things in his life, but he still did it. And that is obsession. That is an obsessive mindset. And of course you can apply this mindset to any area of your life in order to progress. I'm not saying that you should run on broken legs, and David Goggins even says that he doesn't advise that. You shouldn't run on broken legs, but he did it anyway. Another argument that David Goggins obliterates is the argument of time. Because lots of people say that they don't have enough time. You know, I don't have enough time. I just don't have enough time to do this. You know, I'm so busy that there's no way that I can do this. There's no way. But actually, the average person works about 40 hours, and the average person sleeps about 60 hours in a given week. And all of the other stuff, like socializing, like exercising, going to the toilet, shower, all of that other stuff that is kind of like random stuff, like that you have to do, but it's just kind of random stuff like socializing, exercising, going to the shower, that stuff probably comes up to about 30 hours in a given week. And so that means that you have 38 hours of free time every week for the average person. 38 hours. That is phenomenal. And if you think about how much time you spend doing stuff that isn't important, then you will realize, yeah, there really is 38 hours in the week where I could be doing stuff that is meaningful. And even if you only use 20 of those hours in a week, then that's 1,000 hours in a year. And in that time, you could become an expert in anything. Whether it's a hobby that you've been wanting to pursue, an instrument that you wanted to learn, a language that you wanted to learn, whatever it is, you can do it. And for me, it's writing and filming videos, and that's what I like to use my 38 hours for. What do you want to use your 38 hours for? Comment below. With most people, that time is spent on social media, having shallow conversations with people that aren't really that important. That kind of time where you just like, you're not really doing anything that is really that important. You're not even resting. It's just like time that is just wasted, you know, it's just wasted time. So that was Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I've only really scratched the surface of this book. So if you wanted to read it, then I would recommend the audiobook version on Audible. And if you haven't signed up to Audible yet, then if you do, with the link in the description, then you can literally get this book right now for free. Completely for free right now. You just need to use the link in the description and you get the first audiobook for free. And I would recommend it because David Goggins basically actually speaks in the audiobook, because there's like an additional podcast where he shares his own additional thoughts, which is not in the book. So by getting the audiobook, you're actually getting more stuff than if you just buy the physical book, because there's like a podcast that is included. You get what I mean? So that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed reading this book. It was a phenomenal book. Phenomenal book. And give it a like if you enjoyed, because it really helps out the channel. It does. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.